to show respect to the audience and respect your own business. It was a way to protect it.
I am Mr. Richie Moon, and I'm Kayfabe Avenue, and I'm Kayfabe Focus.
It's Kayfabe Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks, I am Mr. Richie Moon.
And I'm Kayfabe AJ.
And I'm Kayfabe Focus.
And this is Kayfabe Avenue, and last night was AEW Revolution. And we're here for this review. And gentlemen, what do you, before we even jump into it, real quick, what do you think? Just initial thoughts after you've seen it. What was your first thoughts?
It was pretty good.
Best pay-per-view so far of the year.
Okay.
So far the year?
So far the year.
So far.
I was watching it about 2-3 in the morning because I got home to watch it after work. I was just like, holy shit. All right, so let's jump straight into it.
Starting with the buy-in with SCU versus the Dark Order.
SCU!
Not a bad matchup at all.
That's right.
This match has been like culminating for a few weeks
Yes,
with the
it
Dark
is.
Order storyline and Christopher Daniels. Before this match actually started, we had a little promo segment, and pretty much SCU told Christopher Daniels
to stay in the back.
Yeah, stay in the back. They don't want him involved. For both of their protection, the group's protection. So we expected maybe a reveal, but of the what's it called, the exalted one.
Yeah,
we expected the reveal, the exalted one, but that didn't happen. Even though our top guest is Matt Hardy. We know the contract situation with him. He's actually a free agent tonight, March 1st, but he wouldn't be able to appear on the actual pay-per-view due to contract with WWE. So, anybody expecting a reveal at all, nothing really came.
It's the pre-show, so no, nothing super major.
Yeah, but I was thinking along the lines of maybe the pre-show, having them on the pre-show was kind of so you could forget about them throughout the night. And then at the end, they give that reveal and boom.
I thought
that's what they would.
That would take away from Moxley. I thought that would take away from Moxley.
I think that would have took away from Moxley, and right now is not a good time to do it. Yeah. I think they need to expand their ranks a little bit more before the Exalted One reveals themselves, and it's probably looking like it's probably going to look that way because I'm probably seeing the Exalted One revealing themselves at Blood and Guts, probably.
Maybe that would be
I'm
awesome.
hoping so because Kayfabe Ave is going to be live there at Blood and Guts. We didn't even know that was going to happen. They actually revealed the Blood and Guts themed Dynamite episode after we purchased the tickets at Revolution last night. They announced it.
So the winners of the match was the Dark Order. So after the match, the Dark Order beat down the SCU. Colt Cabana comes out.
Colt Cabana. Of all the Chicago debuts, we didn't really think of Colt Cabana.
He was working. He was working on NWA, and I don't think he's working there anymore.
He's a good person to have in the back. He's been almost everywhere.
Yeah, he's gonna be a commentator. So, I mean, when you look
at commentator, he's an in-ring performer.
He was one of the first DIY wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the path that the Young Bucks took. So I feel like it's only right that Colt Cabana is with AEW with the way he started his podcast and him being the first person to work with pro wrestling too.
So Colt Cabana comes out, and eventually the Dark Order starts to overpower him. Mm-hmm. Suddenly, some music hits. The Dark Order starts to pose, and then some guy in a hooded robe out, and it ended up to be Christopher Daniels. He beats out the Dark Order.
He was basically playing off of the Exalted One and acting like this was the reveal moment. Mm-hmm. But this is my question: if Christopher Daniels isn't the Exalted One, how does he know what music to come out to that will stop the Dark Order in their tracks? That's a little plot hole that I found. If it even is a plot hole, maybe we'll come full circle to that. Maybe Christopher Daniels is the Exalted One, and he actually revealed himself without revealing himself.
Everybody lives, everybody dies.
So, I mean, if that happens, you heard it here first at Kayfabe Avenue.
I mean, they could watch our episode where we say who was the Exalted One.
Yeah, we sure did. Check that out.
Delightful episode.
Anyways,
Yeah.
moving on to the next match, we have Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes, the Natural.
This was a good re-debut of Jake Hager. This is his first actual match in AEW, and I feel like he tried to do what Brock Lesnar did, come back and showcase his more MMA fighting style.
He definitely had a different style.
But he still incorporated who he was. He didn't lose.
Well, first off, he came out there and slobbered his hot wife down before he even got in the match.
Which was like borderline awkward as hell.
I didn't feel like
okay, Lana and Bobby Lashley.
I didn't really get that vibe from it, to be honest with you. I didn't get that vibe.
It was a little overdone.
I thought it was a little heelish. I thought it was kind of heelish. I felt like it wasn't. I didn't get Bobby Lashley Lana vibes from it. But it was just
I definitely didn't get that. But it was like, he definitely was trying to like shove that in your face.
And it played into the match though, a little bit.
Shout out to Jake Hager. The wife is beautiful.
Yeah.
So
definitely, it played into the match a little bit because Dustin would go out there and give her like a little kiss,
face paint all over.
Yeah, basically
that image. I'm pretty sure they're gonna replay that if this rivalry continues.
Face paint all over. But this is a really good match. I wish that Jake Hager actually didn't sell as much just because he had that MMA persona. But
that was definitely a thought that popped up in my head, and I'm like, my initial thought was like, okay, so this is what Brock Lesnar wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Like he's selling a lot more than Brock Lesnar does. That was my initial thought.
But at the same time, you do want to put your opponent over. You don't want to just be sitting there like, don't sell everything.
He didn't want to completely bury.
You put yourself in the writing corner.
Exactly.
It's true. It's true. Like Brock Lesnar. Now, whoever beats Brock Lesnar has to actually be a formidable opponent. That makes sense. So off WWE, continue down the path with Revolution.
So Jake Hager wins that one with submission. Moving on, we have the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara, making his way down. Then you have Darby Allin come out.
You definitely got to tell them this is a match that.
Okay, so on paper, it's actually weird. It's weird because on match it's only like 5 minutes, and that's because the first 7 to 8 minutes of this match happened before the bell even started.
Yeah.
So Sammy Guevara comes out, Darby Allin comes out before the bell even rings, before he takes his coat. Bullet straight through the not even the middle rope, the second to last.
Sammy wasn't even
looking. Not even paying attention to
great spot, great start to the match.
Started really fast.
This kind of set off the tone of the rest of the night. Like
this is
high flying, hard hitting, like stuns. All match like
hey, wake up.
I understand why they started with Jake Hager and Dustin. It was a different type of match. It was two big, hard hitting, more slower style guys. Because the wrestlers, like you said, set the tone for it. Like it just like straight after that. Like my man, the Spanish guy hit a 630 through a table from
to the outside.
Turnbuckle. Oh my gosh!
I'm telling you, this is a match you got to go out your way to see. This is definitely one of those matches that showcase the young talent.
It's the future.
Well,
this is the future.
God bless them if they could keep healthy. The good thing AEW has a perfect, schedule that they got right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't really change much with the second show, but Sammy Guevara put it all on the line. Like he was favoring that rib the entire match, and that became the story and how Darby Allin ended up getting the win. So
coffin drop.
Yeah.
Great match.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next match for the AEW Tag Team match. Arguably one of the best matches of the year, in my opinion. Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen them in the ring a few times, and almost every time we this was match of the night, or this was a possible match of the month or week or whatever the case. This was one of the best matches. Like now, there's as good as it is. There is a lot of people critiquing it and criticizing it to this fact that there was a lot of false finishes. There was a lot of overuse of finished moves, and I can kind of see why they're giving that criticism of the match. But overall, it was the story that was involved in the match.
I don't, because they only kicked out of one buckshot Larry and only kicked out of one Meltzer driver. That's it.
Yeah, but it was V triggers. It was a super kiss.
Those
super
are
kiss galore.
Those are signatures.
But it was overuse of possible ends to the match. You can't deny that there was a whole bunch of kickouts, a whole bunch of moments where we were like, oh my God, it's still going on. We can't believe this. Like, my hands were on my head. Like, this is still happening. Like, so I enjoyed the match, but this is a criticism I'm definitely seeing a lot on.
A match that I definitely think of that was too many false finishes on. When I think about NXT Portland, the Ciampa.
Yes.
That was definitely
false finish. That's too much.
Nothing against them guys. It was a great match.
For me, there things in there were kind of, I don't want to say justified, but like they were like callbacks to like the golden trigger and stuff. Like there were reasons why they're like, you know what I'm saying? I woke Kenny up, like using him in the Bushi's old move. That's like fired him up, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But like I feel like when I look at a match like that was like overused. I mean, but you know, people are gonna have the critiques. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
But
so
the biggest thing, like I said,
was the story
of this match, and the fact that you see Kenny Omega kind of like, you know, Hangman is bugging out. Hangman is bugging out
because
Matt and Nick, you're going you're doing a little bit too much.
Yeah,
and you see that conflict in Kenny, and the whole time you see Hangman like letting out his frustration on Matt, and even spitting in his face.
It got personal.
And, you know, Matt eventually spits him back. You know, it really did get personal. I want to see this rivalry continue coming out of this. Hangman Page and Kenny Omega end up with the win on this.
Yes.
So I want to see this continue. Like, you could tell that deep down, Matt's not going to let the fact that he's not AEW Tag Team Champion go.
Yeah, he's not going to let that go. And Hangman doesn't want to let this go because he said this is the biggest accomplishment of his life. So he's not going to let this go.
Also,
I just hope he pulls Kenny into the dark side of what he's doing. Because if you think about it, it's not really the dark side. You guys are shoving this elite branding on me. I told you I want to do my own thing for a little while, focus on myself. You're forcing me into these positions.
I mean,
so now you deal with the consequences.
However, they did cheese Hangman turning on Kenny, doing the
Buckshot Lariat. At the end, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He did it. It's kind of ambiguous, but it's kind of not because he was like, or was he just sitting on there? But he moved subtly, so subtle, like he's about to just.
This can go either way because that tease could be all right. We could possibly get a future Kenny Hangman storyline, where they're going at it, or it could just be the won't he continue that, and who knows, the turn might be Kenny. Because think about it, Matt really went at his arm. They emphasized the fact that he was going at the injured shoulder. Remember, Kenny Omega just came off of a crazy 30-man Iron Man match with Pac just on Dynamite. So Matt attacked that. It got real personal. They were going for old injuries. You know, they knew each other well.
I'm glad Kenny Omega's wrestling. I'm glad Kenny Omega's wrestling like this because a lot of people, when they watched AEW, it was just like, I feel like people, they heard of the legend of Kenny Omega. Now you are seeing
in real life.
You are seeing in real time.
AEW this past couple weeks especially hit a stride, and Revolution was like just the cap off to all that.
Facts.
And it pushed the game even more forward.
So moving on to our next match, we have AEW Women's Title Championship on the line. Nyla Rose versus the alien Chris Statlander.
I don't think this was one of their better matches for both ladies.
Yeah,
I feel like I've seen better from both of them.
Definitely.
Was it a bad match? No, it wasn't by any means.
She could have been better.
But
could have more builds.
I feel like it was kind of exactly
more builds.
That, and I feel like it was a little bit forgettable.
Yeah, it was.
Outside of, you know,
I think they'll have another match, and they'll have a better match. They'll have a better match. And
I like Chris Statlander.
I like Chris Statlander.
Nyla Rose kind of won me over with the championship win. That match was like really one of the best.
That was the best. That was the best women's match in AEW history. Her and that the title when she beat Rio.
Yeah.
To me, that was the best women's match.
Yeah, because the story was behind it, and just both of them.
That's all they got to do is put the story behind it.
They couldn't finish each other.
That's a good story.
Where's Britt Baker at AEW?
Yeah, where's
Dr. Britt?
She was nowhere on this.
Put some respect on her name.
Britt Baker was not on this pay-per-view at all.
Put some respect on her name, okay?
So she should have came out, super kicked Nyla Rose.
But you know what?
Nyla's
on a beast run.
AEW has gained my faith So when Dynamite rolls around, I'm pretty sure Dr. Britt Baker will be out there and they'll be building to doubling up for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what?
Nyla's on a beast run.
AEW has gained my faith. So when Dynamite rolls around, I'm pretty sure Dr. Britt Baker will be out there and they'll be building to doubling up for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, the interview after Revolution, Tony Khan, the owner, pretty much mentioned that they're check that interview out. He pretty much mentioned that Britt Baker is like one of the people that he's helping put in the spot.
Yeah,
and she's hit a few home runs, so we're gonna see more from Britt Baker.
Definitely need to see a little bit of Britt Baker.
All right, moving on to our next match, we have Cody versus MJF.
In my soul, we came out with the whole American
Cody, MJF, and the secret debut of Cody's tattoo. Probably the worst placement of a cool tattoo I've ever seen in my life.
That was a stupid idea from bad creators.
Y'all are gonna leave Cody's tattoo.
Listen, the symbol is dope.
Cody.
But
I like it.
But he put it right here on his neck.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. That's wild aggressive, man.
It's aggressive.
It's wild aggressive.
You have no other tattoos around that spot to complement it.
Cody, I'm gonna need you to get some more tattoos.
Now you're gonna have to like fill it in. And
I'm gonna need you to do
I don't feel like that was his look. It just awkward on Cody.
Not
only that, a fan zoomed in and the line work. Ooh. Questionable.
You know what the crazy
sketchy line work.
You know what the crazy thing is? I think Tony Khan summed it up. He was like, you're never gonna be able to play Bruce Wayne now. And it's not that I ever seen him as but like he kind of has that. He has
that personality.
That persona is just like that tattoo. Just
I mean, you never know. They could digitally edit it out. I mean, they digitally edit out mustache.
No, they do. Listen, they can do that to people like The Rock with
I wasn't
tattoos he has.
I wasn't saying
they can do it, but I understand what he means more of the media outlets as well, like news stations and stuff like that. Certain people still have a bias, have old worldview.
But at the same time, he is an EVP of a multi-million-dollar company, so suck it.
Yeah.
So about the MJF and Cody match.
This was a really good match. I want to say, I know you're going to criticize MJF. I'm going to actually big up MJF.
I'm not going to even criticize him that much.
I feel like he is a better wrestler.
This is my thing.
He's a better wrestler than people think he is.
MJF, he's a better wrestler than people think he is. He did a lot better than I thought.
Good heel work.
The spot I give him a lot of credit for was the superplex outside the ring. From the inside to the outside, they flipped over. At the end of the day, Cody fell. He was very protected in that superplex. So I give him credit. I see where he can be in a few years with some more,
Another future guy. He's a future.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm not shitting on that, but you can tell that this was a match, again, that Cody pretty much carried the entirety of the match.
Of course.
And, MJF, personality-wise, he's a big player. He's really great. But, he still needs to work on the in-ring.
He's a top guy.
Top guy.
I feel like he could be like a future Rock personality. That level, if he gets the in-ring to match.
I personally love the way that this match was, but especially the end with Cody going crazy, hitting him with crossroads, sneaks the bloody diamond ring, punches him, and gets the 1, 2, 3 out of nowhere. I feel like MJF had to win this match. Cody loses nothing by losing this match because Cody's Cody. Cody could go on kind of a losing streak, and the story would be Cody's on a losing streak, and he's going to come back. Cody's the best. He's the best.
They make a storyline out of anything.
He's the top babyface. He's the top babyface in wrestling to me. For me, honestly, Cody is the best babyface in wrestling. MJF is arguably the best.
One of the best heels.
The
way he works is definitely one of the best heels. First of all, he was doing things like splashing people in the face with he was doing things that I was like, if that was me in the crowd, they would have caught me swinging at him on camera.
It's the little stuff that he was doing
I hope those are like plugs in the audience, because
probably.
You do that to me,
yeah, probably.
I buy front row tickets and you splash my beer in my face, I'm swinging on you.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was a plug. They ain't even Chicago fan, boy.
Anyways.
You better take me backstage and let me meet the stars after this.
Right.
Anyways, moving on to our next match, we have the Bastard,
the Boston's Park. I just want to. Before we get into this match, I just want to say to all you Orange Cassidy haters, the people that say he's a disgrace to wrestling, we told you so. Like he showed improve. He showed improve. Like he stood toe to toe with Pac. He showed that he can actually go. What person do you know can wrestle half the match with his hands in his pockets, doing arm drags with his hands in his pockets? Like he showcased his ability. He got the only standing ovation of the entire night.
He got the biggest pop of the night.
Orange Cassidy, a little thumbs up for this man.
For podcast listeners, we are all throwing up.
Are you doing ASMR? What are you doing?
He's on his smooth jazz voice.
This is Black Cassidy.
Black Cassidy. Nah, but great match between them.
It really was. He got the big pop of the night. Like seriously, like the crowd went crazy. Orange Cassidy is over. Like he's really, really, really over, and he can go. So
he can go.
Haters. Another one.
Now, towards the end, we see the Lucha Bros come in, try to interfere.
Lucha Bros.
They attack the best friends who were ringside for Orange Cassidy. This leads to the distraction that got Orange Cassidy the loss.
So they protect the Orange Cassidy.
So they protect the Orange Cassidy, and this means that we probably will see more from him and Pac going at it. And the thing is, people think, and my initial thought was, damn, this is kind of out of left field, him and Pac.
But it's not.
Just on the Dynamite. No, they had a little video package. This actually goes back weeks.
Yeah, it's been going on for a little while.
It's been going on for a while. And that's the one thing I like about these packages, and to kind of go back on the Young Bucks on Hangman package, there were subtle things like Matt looking at the belt.
Dude,
and
at the end of the 30-minute
Iron
Man match.
Little one-off comments that we completely forgot months ago, all was a major part of the story, and the way they brought it together, I want to highlight that because it made the rivalries even that much more, and it showed for us, for Orange Cassidy, that there's a reason for this match. Yeah. Not just because it was like, oh, let's fill space.
Yeah, it was definitely a reason. And it's such a clash of styles. Styles create match. And just to go back on that Omega Hangman Bucks real quick, at the end of the 30-minute Iron Man match, Omega got his arm around Matt, and he has the belt like this, and like just holding it, and Matt just looking at it just like, yo, he has like the tag team belt that I want more than anything, just right there. So just the subtle storytelling.
So the promo build up packages before these matches were really great.
So important.
And so Pac gets the win over Orange Cassidy by the distraction and the Lucha Bros. So who knows? We'll probably see something from that trio of people, best friends, OC. And
I didn't think about that. Lucha Bros, Pac versus best friends in Orange Cassidy.
Yeah,
nice.
Moving on to the main event for the AEW World Title, Le Champion.
World Title match.
Chris Jericho versus
Le Champion. No, I was not ready for Le Champion to no longer be Le Champion.
Yeah.
Jon Moxley is officially the AEW champion. I wasn't ready for it. Yeah. It was a good match. It was a good build-up.
It was. It was everything you expected.
It was hard-hitting as hell because Mox came out with another bust open forehead.
His forehead looks
It was
crazy.
gushing. When he pulled off the eye patch, I thought the blood that was gushing was from the eyeball. So I'm like, oh, wow, that was realistic. But it was a whole different cut. Yeah. He reveals that he could see the entire time. Yep. I'm just not ready for it. I like Mox as a character, as an in-ring wrestler, but
I like him chasing. I like him chasing the title, but as Moxley, as actually being a champion, no, I am not trying to shit on Moxley at all because I feel like since he left WWE, he's put out some of the best matches of his career,
sure.
Especially in that G1.
In Japan and in America, for sure.
I just don't. It was not.
I feel like it should have been stretched out to Double or Nothing.
Yes.
Like, let the full year reign of Jericho continue. Not only that, Jericho is in the height. Like, we're still riding this wave of Inner Circle and Le Champion. I feel like every week he's been bringing more to the character, more. to the overall champion feel.
And I don't know more champion.
Yeah.
I'm not ready
I would like to see how the Inner Circle shifts its focus now. Maybe they're gonna get serious.
I feel like
what will Jericho look like actually chasing this time?
I mean, he has Inner Circle there, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. He's definitely coming back after. He definitely wants to be the champion.
He's gonna be gunning for it. I'll tell you that.
Facts.
I mean, he has a lot of people. He got hired guns coming in.
Exalted ones.
So
everybody lives.
I don't know.
Everybody dies.
I feel like whoever the Exalted One is, it's gonna impact all the stables in AEW.
It's an evil corporation, and according to Tony Khan, that's not the only other evil corporation. I feel
Which gave me illusions to Marty. Really,
that's what I'm saying. Because I feel like there's another.
More so when I saw Tony Khan's post Revolution interview, that clicked in my mind. Not just the chicken wing that Hangman did.
Yeah,
that was a little allusion to Marty Scurll, but that specific statement, evil corporation, the only stable that kind of runs themselves like if it's a business is Villain Enterprises. So who knows if Matt Hardy doesn't sign to AEW? He said Marty Scurll probably fill that void of the Exalted One.
That might maybe it ended up coming around full circle because he's supposed to be the leader. Maybe the cards weren't in the right position. Now the cards are in the right position, so maybe, like you said, if Matt Hardy doesn't, but I think it is going to be Matt Hardy. I think Tony Khan was just kind of selling it. I'm just kind of hoping that it's Matt Hardy, and because he said another evil corporation, so maybe it's going to be Dark Order and the Villain Enterprises. So hopefully we shall see.
Yeah. So overall, great pay-per-view in my eyes. It was definitely a highlight of the wrestling year. I feel like coming into 2020, AEW's just been on fire.
Yes.
And they're going to continue doing that. So,
So for all you AEW haters, let me give you some perspective. 1 year, it already got $140 million TV contract expensive. It's the Revolution is real.
Second show is confirmed to be on TV on a possible different night. So
it's
multiple AEW shows.
The Revolution isn't real. This isn't a flash in the pan. This isn't gonna. No, we're here and we are here to stay.
The pay-per-view was happening named Revolution because they wanted to make that stamp that it's still continuing and it's actually working.
Just growing.
The set design, everything about it, they stepped up.
All right, I'm not gonna lie. I cannot stand the stage going straight into the ring. That's me personally.
I hate that too.
I can't stand that person.
They made it up for me with the HD floor.
Yeah.
Because entrances like Kenny Omega.
Speaking of the everything that had the synchronicity with the phones, that was on purpose.
What do you mean?
You didn't notice in the crowd when they went every time they cut to the crowd, everybody had a different color on their phone.
No,
that's what they did. That was on purpose. They did. They had an interactive thing for the fans there.
That's awesome.
That other thing, like certain colors went off. Yeah, they were soft.
That's awesome.
In that interview that we're watching, they have that. They have an interaction.
Yeah, that's
there.
Great.
I'm saying that's little things that just because it's about us at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
I complain about production issues and stuff like that, but they've been up in the production and the stage. People be like, "Oh, why are you complaining about stages?" Or people complain about stages.
That's a personal preference.
It's just not only that. The look contributes to the feel of how important things are.
That stage did.
This made this pay-per-view feel unique and important.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not only that, it's probably one of the highlight pay-per-views until we get the annual Double Nothing. So
I mean, we'll never see. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll see in Blood Guts what would happen.
Blood and Guts is the next big event.
And Kayfabe Avenue will be there live, and you know that we can do this all day. So with that being said, Focus, where can they find you at?
At Kayfabe_Focus.
AJ, where can they find you at?
They can find me at Kayfabe_AJ on Instagram, as well as the Chaotic Dreams podcast.
Tell them what you're talking about on that.
Any and everything.
You can find me at Mr_Richie Moon. You can find me at Kayfabe_Avenue. We have a Facebook group. Come join us, over 600 members. We have a YouTube page. Like, share, subscribe. We have a podcast, Apple, Spotify, all major platforms. Anchor. Shout out to Anchor. I am Mr. Richie Moon. That was Kayfabe Focus. This is Kayfabe Baby. They are the Spanish gods. No more Le Champion. That was a review of AEW Revolution. But
He will always be the champion.
He will always be the champion to us. With that being said, we must bid you a farewell. Kenny, what's your match of the year candidate? Take us home.
Goodbye. And good night. Bang!